Pie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Hey everybody. Today I look at a holy watch from the Vatican, blessed by the Pope. Well, okay, not really. It's the Sacristan watch from German watchmaker Kronsegler. I picked it up used on eBay for $53.
What the heck?
Watchbot,
Who the hell are you?
it is me, God.
So,
What do you mean, so? I'm God. You gotta do what I tell you.
meh. Only if I feel like it.
Now shut up and do what I say. This is the Holy Watch. You must take it to your human so he can review it. Do this now.
No thanks.
Do it before I smite you, you little blue annoying bastard.
Stop, whatever you say.
Know your place, bitch.
Dude, what the hell happened here?
God did it.
Whatever, fine, don't tell me what happened. We gotta wait for this box to cool down before I can open it.
2 hours later.
Quick wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Charlie the Tuna mechanical watch. Very nice. So let's open a crispy, freshly baked box. And here's the watch. It's a nice little dress watch with a folded paper pattern on the dial. Here on the bottom of the dial near 6 o'clock is the Sacristan logo. So you may be asking yourself, what the heck is a sacristan? Well, a sacristan is an officer of a Catholic church who is charged with the care of the sacristy, the church, and its contents. In the context of horology, the important thing about a sacristan is that it's his responsibility to ring the church bells. So when exactly are these bells rung? As you know, most modern churches, they ring the bells hourly. But timekeeping historically as part of the Catholic priesthood was originally in order to schedule prayer. The average peasant in the Middle Ages probably didn't have a concept of 6 p.m., but they knew what time of day Vesper was, as every village had a church with bells. If you really want to get into the complicated backstory of all this, there are a couple of Wikipedia articles on canonical hours and liturgy of the hours that I used to research this. The Sacristan watch has the following hours on it, which I believe follow the Germanic names as opposed to the Latin names, probably because the company that produces the watch is German. These liturgical hours can be found on the arch above the 24-hour display. Apparently no prayer is required between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m., as that's the only time not associated with liturgical hours. I did some research, and this watch was actually commissioned by the Vatican from Kronsegler. It's also the only personal timepiece ever to be so commissioned, at least in the modern era. Proceeds from the original watch sale went to benefit the Vatican Observatory Foundation. Before I bought this watch, I had no idea that the Vatican had a telescope. The Vatican runs the Vatican Advanced Technology Telescope, or VAT, at the Mount Graham Observatory in Arizona. Apparently the church has been involved in astronomy for a few hundred years. Probably since that embarrassing incident with Galileo when he was right on the science and the church was wrong. But it does make sense for the Vatican to get into the astronomy game. If the church can find the aliens first, maybe they'll convert to Catholicism instead of Judaism or Scientology or whatever. Personally, I'd love to see some space Jews. Space Jews. That would be cool. Speaking of conspiracy theories, the internet is filled with sites claiming that the Vatican's telescope is named Lucifer. Since that's on the internet, it must be true, right?
Wrong.
Actually, there is a telescope nearby that was formerly called Lucifer, but it has nothing to do with the Vatican's telescope. I'm sure this misinformation was spread by New World Order Illuminati conspiratards. These are the same mental defectives that claimed Obama was going to send us all to live in FEMA camps, and that the world was going to end in 2012 because of a Mayan calendar. So in other words, stupid people. Anyhow, back to the watch. Other than the liturgical time subdial at 6 o'clock, it's a fairly standard quartz with 3 hands and a date window at 3 o'clock. The watch has an unsigned crown and is polished on all surfaces. It has a thin, flat mineral crystal, no sapphire here. The strap was nice when new, a thick leather with a croc pattern. But as you can see from the inside shot, the leather is starting to crack, peel, and get fairly nasty. I'll probably replace it with a similar black croc strap in the near future. Signed buckle. The back of the watch prominently shows off the Vatican Observatory Foundation logo. Zooming in a bit closer, you'll see all the liturgical times spelled out along the edge of the caseback. You'll also learn that the watch is all stainless and has 5 ATM water resistance. Nothing on the watch itself says where it was made. A bit of research online tells me that these watches are made in Germany with Japanese movements. The company claims they do not use any Chinese parts. Okay. Here's the wrist shot. The watch and strap fit my large wrist nicely. Even with the case scratches, it would make a fine-looking dress watch. There's no lume on it, so let's just jump over to WatchBot for some specs.
The watch is 42 millimeters wide and can take a 22 millimeter watch band.
Thanks, WatchBot. The watch was made by Kronsegler, a boutique watch brand out of Germany. Their Sacristan watch line offers both Japanese quartz as well as Swiss automatics. I can't find any new Sacristan automatics online, but the quartz ones are still available new for around $420, which seems like an outrageous price for what you get. On eBay, where I picked up my used one for $53, the automatics seem to go for about $300, and the quartz watches for a bit over $100, both with box and papers. But hey, I wasn't going to pay more than $60 for one of these just to make a YouTube video. Anyhow, I think I did alright. I really do like the folded paper dial on the watch, and the liturgical times at the bottom is an interesting conversation piece. So yeah, that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.